Thanks for joining us here on Indivisible. I'm your host, John Stubbins. We are thrilled to have you with us tonight, America. This is the show we put God, family, and country first. We will always tell you the truth because that's what matters. I want to give a quick great news shout out to our friends, both our friends of the program, John Schneider, brother John Schneider, and Dee Dee Sorvino, who recently got married here just a few days ago in Las Vegas. Dee Dee was the widowed wife of Paul Sorvino, and John was married to Alicia, and both had passed away, and now these two found each other. Just amazing that they're friends of ours, and we want to wish them nothing but the best. Now, on to some real quick bad news. I want to just say this unequivocally so it's real clear. Channel 5 News in Nashville has a reporter by the name of Phil Williams, and he is coming after my crew who was filming making arrest on child trafficking down in the Millersville area. And we have been working with police, local DA, Craig Sawyer's team, and we make no apologies about arresting child traffickers. And we're going to continue to do it, and you're not going to stop us. So I want to make that real clear. So you can do whatever you want to do, but I just want to make that message loud and clear to you, Mr. Williams, and Channel 5 Nashville, that we will not stop going after pedophiles and child and human traffickers. It's not on my watch. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Here's to the overlooked, the overworked, the underappreciated. Here's to the fighters to preserve our freedom, our liberty, our rights, our faith. Here's to the workers, the farmers, the first responders, and those who serve so bravely in our military. Here's to Americans who proudly hold tight to our values: God, privacy, freedom of speech, life, and liberty. Here's to the patriots who love this country and everything it stands for, who should never be canceled for believing in America and the blessings of liberty. Finally, there's a bank for you, Old Glory Bank, named after the flag that represents the fabric of this great country and the people of Old Glory Nation, the engine of America. Now you have a bank that values your values. Now you have a bank that stands with you, no matter where you stand. Old Glory Bank. We stand with you.
Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
And folks, thanks for staying with us. We got an amazing show for you tonight. I've got Brother Keith Mark here, one of our partners, Hunter Nation, hunternation.org, huntthevote.org. And I'm really looking forward to this show. Been looking forward to this show. We just had an amazing trip up to Milwaukee. And with no further ado, let's just bring Brother Keith Mark on the show now. How you doing, brother?
Hey, good evening, John. It's always fun to share a virtual campfire with a fellow patriot.
Yeah, it is. And we had a great time last week, didn't we?
Boy, I tell you, being around those type of people, John, I don't care if you're almost brain dead like some of the folks that inhabit the White House these days. That'll get a man fired up.
Yeah, and folks, I got to tell you, it was such a great time and it was such a great turnout, by the way. We had two different events on the initial Monday. The first event was a VIP private event, went swimmingly well. And then we had an outdoor luncheon after that where Ted got on the guitar, Keith and Rock and Don Jr., and they all spoke. But we had a great lunch, and Ted came out and zooped it up for everybody, man. It was awesome. I got to show you guys something.
Let's put it in perspective, John. So it was just the Saturday before. that only by the grace of a small breath from the good Lord did an assassin's bullet miss President Trump. But of course, God is so smart, he didn't blow it far enough away that it missed him. He had the bullet actually hit the president, I believe, for multiple reasons. Number one, to wake up some of those folks in this country to realize that good is under attack from evil. Also, I believe he did it to galvanize patriots like us that hey, look, we can do more. And I think the real reason he did it is to let the rest of the world know what a complete and total badass President Trump is. But, you know, think about this. So our event is the following Monday. And there was a lot of talk that maybe things should be canceled. It was high security. There were all kinds of threats. But every one of the patriots that had said they were coming to the Hunter Nation event up there at the GOP came, and then some. We had so many people after that attack, John, call us, from governors to senators to other celebrities that say, hey, can we come? And then also, of course, our keynote speaker was Donald Trump Jr.
Right.
There was a lot of talk that Donald Trump Jr. wasn't going to come because of security concerns. But Don Jr., he said, absolutely not. I'm coming. This was the first appearance that any of the Trumps made live after the assassination attempt. And I mean, listen to the Don Jr. talk, to listen to the resolve that family has to defeat the evil forces that are trying to destroy our country. I'll tell you what, it was very heartwarming and heartening to me, John.
Yeah, there's a shot right there of Don Jr. speaking. You can see Keith and Rock and Ted and me, and Shemaine's hiding behind Rock's head there, but we're all at that table. I got some great shots from it. There's Jim Jordan speaking. You can see the view from our table back at Keith and Rock's head. There's another shot. There's Ted speaking at the event. By the way, this Milford Hills is just a gorgeous, gorgeous facility. Really enjoyed my time there, and just amazing people. And, you know, here's another shot of Rock speaking, and there's Don Jr. again. And then the outside crowd, that gives you an idea of how deep. Look at that. That's the tent for the luncheon outdoors. And boy, it was hot, wasn't it, Keith?
Yeah, it was. But, you know, what a great opportunity for Hunter Nation and our Hunt the Vote program, because what we're trying to do is, we were invited to come up there. And our whole mission is to educate and inform the American hunter on the importance of getting out and being part of the voting process. And the other side of that equation is to make sure that our elected employees, which is presidents, senators, congressional members, on down to local dog catchers, to make sure that they understand where hunters stand on certain issues. That way hunters get a seat at the table. And so our mission has been from the very start, John, is to get hunters to go out and vote their values. If hunters go out and vote their values, I'm 100% convinced that America will get back on the right track. And basically the principles of God, family, country, the Constitution, really all the traditional American values like hunting will be in the forefront of decision-making and policy-making. And that will greatly impact in a positive way the future of America.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Keith. And look, make no mistake about it. This private event was more than just a private event. Like Keith said, it was the very first event that anybody from the Trump family appeared at right after the assassination attempt. But even beyond that, the partnerships, the value of the relationships at this event, off the charts, in a celebratory and energetic way to get out the vote, to get hunters involved in the vote, and the announcement of the partnership with the NRA. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the National Rifle Association has been the strongest pro-2A, pro-conservation organization in America for a long time. Hunter Nation is so proud to have this relationship with the NRA now, to get conservative, 2A supporting and hunters out to vote. Again, hunters, they make up a subsection of the population. There's another subsection of the population that are very pro Second Amendment, black gun, so on and so forth. And then there's an intersection between the two. By partnering with the NRA, Hunter Nation is going to be able to directly motivate the hunting section. The NRA part of our coalition is going to directly message the 2A supporters, and then combined, we're going to hit this middle area, this subsection that crosses over between the two organizations. And John, I'm telling you, the number of apathetic individuals in those two subsets, it's way too high. Part of the problem is that Americans are so fat, lazy, and happy with freedom. It's like the founding fathers said, it's a great setup if you can keep it. And I think they were referencing the fact that once people have these great freedoms that we have in America, they eventually tend to take that for granted. And I think that's happened. As great as our American hunters are, as great as our 2A supporters are, I think there's apathy that's grown in those ranks. And so what we're doing is just a casual reminder, hey guys, just because we have it so good now doesn't mean it's going to be so good. And by the way, take a look. We don't have it as good as we once had it. Things are changing. Evil's taking over in a lot of aspects of our daily life, including the government. And with the likes of Ted Nugent, Craig Morgan, Donald Trump Jr., Michael Waddell, and all the other Mark Geis from Benghazi, and all the other celebrities and influencers that we have out there that are pushing these hunters and pushing these 2A supporters to simply go to the polls, exercise their right of self-government by voting, and then vote their values of God, family, country, the Constitution, 2A, and hunting. Listen, John, this is going to be a groundswell movement, grassroots at its core, and people are going to take a step back and say, oh my gosh, look what the NRA and Hunter Nation did in the 2024 election cycle.
Well, and I'm proud to be a part of it, brother. I can't tell you how excited we are to get the word out. Look, from now until the election, it's going to be full bard. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Keith Mark.
Hunter Nation is the ultimate we the people in the conservation community, holding our elected employees accountable to the hunting, fishing, trapping, freedom lifestyle that has brought wildlife back to the healthiest and most thriving condition in our lifetime. HunterNation.org is the epicenter for freedom and wildlife conservation in America. I am Hunter Nation.
And we are back, folks. I've got Keith Mark here. Look at this fantastic steel coffee, by the way. We both have one. And I got to tell you, you sign up for HunterNation.org. Not only will you get one of these, but you'll get this hat. You'll get this amazing 1776 shirt. You're going to get your beer cuspy. You're going to get a bracelet, which I wear. You're going to get this amazing, really cool coin. You're going to get a keychain, and you're going to get stickers. And I got to tell you right now, beyond all that, which are these nice little goodies that sends to you, it's the organization that you want to be a part of. Right now, you want to talk about claiming the space, Hunter Nation, with this relationship now with the NRA. Watch out. Watch out, folks, because we're going to get this done. And it's been proven down in Louisiana, the governor's race was flipped down there. What was the total number of new votes with 60,000?
It's a great story, but before I get there, I got to mention I am drinking some of the best coffee that I've ever had, courtesy of my friend John. Why don't you tell your listeners how they too can drink the same coffee I'm having this morning?
Well, I tell you what, folks, we're really proud of our soft launch. We haven't even done our hard launch yet. It's going very well, but General Flynn is our licensing guy. Here he is with John Ferguson on his Flynn tour on the Flynn bus. So the guy on the left is John Ferguson. He roasts, blends, bags, and ships my coffee out of Wichita, Kansas. And he's a veteran, General Flynn's a veteran. I'm a veteran. So we're 100% veteran owned and ran. And we've got 3 amazing blends, a pound of coffee, which I am proud to say my friend Harold Hughes and I designed. We wanted it to look something coming out of an old general store in the 1800s. And then I got to give all credit to Derek Manor, who is my website designer. He designed our American Anarchy label, which ties into the branding for my documentary. And then obviously our show for our medium roast. This is a bag that we got together and we got lasered on just to see the difference in the bags and how it looks, but just looks amazing. And we're really proud of it. So it is fantastic coffee. I am a coffee snob. I know Keith is too. So I don't just drink anything. I grind my own beans, and I can tell you without equivocation, this is phenomenal coffee, top shelf, superb.
100%. And I think, John, that we ought to come up with a Hunter Nation bold blend, because that's what we are. You mentioned Louisiana. We ran a program down in Louisiana during the 2023 governor cycle. And basically what Hunt the Vote does is we target a certain subset of the hunting population. So we look at hunters, take Louisiana, for example. We saw the whole pool of hunters in Louisiana. Because our program time was short, we excluded all of those hunters that were not registered, didn't have a tag to go out and vote in hunting vernacular. And then what we had left, we exclude out those hunters that do not match our organizational values.
Which I love. I love that part of it.
God, family, country, the Constitution, traditional American values. If they don't match our values, then we don't message them, because they're not concerned with what we stand for, and we're not really concerned with motivating people that don't believe in those core values.
Not only that, but it's a waste of your time and effort.
Right. You know, and a lot of get out the vote groups, they just throw their net all over the lake and they'll catch anybody. And unfortunately, and I'll get into this in a minute, in other states where they're basically not only wasting donors' money, but time and resources, and the end result is actually adverse to what we would like to see happen. But down in Louisiana, we ended up messaging 165,000 round numbers of hunters that were eligible to vote and matched our values. And we did that through a number of ways. We did a mailer. We like to use our local celebrities where possible. The Duck Dynasty guys were down there. Jace Robertson agreed. He got on the mailer for us. The Swamp People were from down there. Troy Landry got on. Rock Bordelon, our chairman of the board, he has a show on Pursuit Channel, actually owns Pursuit Channel. And he participated in the mailer. And we reached out to our core through mailers, and also we did robocalls. Our good friend Ted Nugent, Donald Trump Jr., who is on the Hunter Nation board, did some robocalls. I did a few as the founder, and so did Rock. And at the end of the day, after using the mailers, text messaging, and robocalls, we were able to motivate, I hear a drum roll somewhere in my head, 62,500, again, round numbers, of those hunters that had not voted, either hadn't voted in the last 2 election cycles, or 50% or less in the last 8 years of elections. 62,500 of those low or no propensity voters went and cast their ballot.
That is amazing.
Well, even better than that, John, is out of that number, 21,700 of those voters, those hunting voters, hadn't voted in 8 years.
Right.
Now, it was a runoff down there in Louisiana, and so to avoid it was a primary, and to avoid the runoff, the candidate that won the election by about 17,000 votes. So at the end of the day, people say, well, Hunter Nation clearly swung that election. And I did some TV interviews after that, and they said, you realize your group elected Jeff Landry.
Absolutely.
And I said, I didn't even know who won the race, because obviously we don't advocate for any party or any candidate. And my response was, congratulations to him, because his values must match those values of my organization, because we never told one hunter who to vote for. We never told them anything about any of the candidates. We said, do your research and go vote for the candidate that supports the God, family, country, and hunting lifestyle. And, the guy that won, congratulations. But you know who wins in a situation like that?
America.
And hunters, because now those elected employees down there in Louisiana will take notice that when hunters come to the polls in numbers like that, you better be passing pro-hunter policy, which, by the way, down in Louisiana, Governor Landry and the legislature down there have done some amazing pro-gun, pro-hunting things. They passed constitutional carry down there in a special crime session. Hunters and 2A people in Louisiana are very pleased with the policies that are coming from that legislation. But we mentioned these other organizations, John, that just throw their net everywhere, and they'll register any hunter, they'll register any whatever. So let's take Wisconsin, for example, John.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to go, was Wisconsin.
Yeah. So we were just up there and we met a lot of great hunters. The people, the 600 or 700 or 800 people that shoved into that tent for that open meeting, I'm confident they represent our values because they were Hunter Nation members.
Absolutely.
And invited guests. But John, did you know in Louisiana, I say that rhetorically because of course you know, but maybe your listeners don't know, that 44% of hunters in Wisconsin will not match our values of God, family, country, the Constitution. Correct. 44% of hunters in Wisconsin will vote against those values. Only 56% of Wisconsin hunters support those core values that we support. So in my world, if you come in and do a blanket get out the vote campaign in Wisconsin, and your whole mission is just to get hunters to go to the polls and vote, you spend millions of dollars to do that, you will accomplish nothing, because you're basically going to split the baby right down the middle. And what do you get? Well, you get the same. Basically, you get the same type of results that they've been seeing in Wisconsin for a long time. Hunter Nation has a very, very specific, micro-targeted, proven plan. I refer our listeners back to what I just said about Louisiana. If we simply target those 56% of hunters in Wisconsin that match our values, those traditional values that we hold near and dear to ourselves, that you and I talk about almost every day on the telephone, of how important it is, why we're doing what we're doing. I know, it's not I believe anymore. I know based on past history that it is going to be the Wisconsin hunters,
amen,
and the Wisconsin 2A supporters that are going to be the difference makers in the elections in 2024. And I would just say to all of those people that are running for office in Wisconsin, all those running for state, local, and national office, whether that's the president, they have a big Senate race up there right now, the candidates better pay attention to where they stand on the issues that matter to the hunters and the 2A supporters, because we're coming to the polls in numbers that have never been seen in Wisconsin, and we're going to be voting for those candidates that mirror our values.
Well, not only that, Keith, but imagine another 62,000 votes for the right side up there. It makes all the difference in the world. Folks, it's been great having Keith Mark on the show. I know Ted wanted to join us today, but he was having some connectivity issues out in the woods hunting. So folks, check out hunternation.org. We've been scrolling the information at the bottom of the screen the whole show, and huntthevote.org. Do yourself a favor, get involved, become a member, and be a part of this movement, because there's no other movement that's going to affect this election than what we're doing right now. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, John. Keep up the good work. You're a great patriot.
We love you, man. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. By now, you've all heard me talk about Mike and his great products. Well, guess what? Mike's now introduced his MyPillow My Slippers, which are fantastic. Great on my feet, soft as can be. I love them. Mike's taken over 2 years to develop these slippers.
He's designed them to wear indoor or outdoor all day, all night long. Made with My Pillow foam and impact gel to help prevent fatigue. Made with quality leather suede. For a limited time, Mike is offering 40% off his new My Slippers. The My Slippers are so comfortable, you're going to want to get them for the whole family. Go to mypillow.com and click on the radio listener square and use promo code INDIVISIBLE. You'll also get deep discounts on all My Pillow products, including the Giza Dream bed sheets, the My Pillow mattress topper, and My Pillow towel sets. Or call 1-800-716-4639 and enter INDIVISIBLE as your promo code.
Welcome back, folks. We had a great show tonight. Keith Mark, founder of HunterNation.org and HuntTheVote.org. We had an amazing time up in Wisconsin. We're going to get the job done this election. By the way, we're sorry Ted Nugent could not join us, but he's in the hills and hunting up in Michigan, and he just, the signal wise, could not get on. But we'll get him back. We'll have Ted on. Listen, we love you folks. We love your families. Thank you for being a part of everything that we do. We couldn't do it without you. God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless America. We'll